Have you ever signed up for a course only to find out that it wasn't what you were expecting? Or it wasn't applicable to your goals? Or did you feel that the instructor couldn't explain some of the things properly and that you still have the same doubts and questions that you had when you started the course? Or did you feel the instructor probably wasn't very clear about certain topics that they were attempting to teach? This happens very often and it can be frustrating and disappointing experience. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things that you must keep in mind before you sign up for any design course. Nope, I'm not going to sell you my course at the end. I have made this video so that you can take a conscious decision before buying any of these courses. So stay tuned. I'll see you right after this jingle. Awesome people, welcome to my channel. This is Sapta, and if you are here for the first time, this is the place where I help designers build and scale their career with tips, suggestions and tutorials. So if you're into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It motivates me a lot. Design courses. There are way too many. Starting from free stuff like YouTube videos or seminars all the way up to pretty expensive cohort-based courses, you have plenty of everything. And because of that, it may get very overwhelming for you to pick the right one that works for you, so that you don't end up taking one where you don't learn anything or the instructor couldn't teach and so on. But you know, this isn't even the worst possible scenario. In fact, it's one of the better scenarios, because if you buy a course and you realize you didn't learn anything, you at least know it, and hence you will correct it by learning it yourself or taking another course or reading something or consulting someone and so on. The worst situation is when you take a course and you feel you have learned, you feel you have done a lot of things, you feel you had a great time, you feel your questions were correctly answered. But the reality is you perhaps haven't learned anything substantial, or you haven't learned the things which are right. This is worst, because such a situation, you will never think of correcting anything, because in your mind there's nothing wrong that needs correction, right? Like I said, I'm not going to sell a course here. Whatever I'm going to talk about today is so that you become aware and do a better job at picking the right course for you in case you're planning to take one. All the 3 things that I'm going to talk about applies to everything, including any course or YouTube video that I or anyone else might have made. In case of YouTube videos, however, your stakes are relatively lower, because if the video doesn't turn out useful, you would have spent only 5 to 10 minutes of your time. That's about it, nothing more. But as and when the stakes get higher, that is courses or workshop that calls for larger commitments of time, effort and money, you need to be very careful so that you invest only in the right things. So let's get started. Number 1, the content of the course. The content of the course is crucial in determining what you will learn. So it's important to understand what's being offered. While the description of the course may seem promising, it's important to remember that it can be left to interpretation. For example, just because a course claims to be advanced doesn't necessarily mean it will be advanced enough for you. And that's why it is important to research the course syllabus or outline. Most courses will have a syllabus or an outline available that lists the topics and materials that will be covered and in what order. A good outline should also have the details of what you will be told, what you will be asked, what you will be made to do as a part of the course. Take the time to read through it carefully and make sure it aligns with what you are looking to learn. Also read testimonials or feedback written by past students of that course you are interested in. But don't just look at the ones which are in the course's website. They may only show the good stuff. Everything has success as well as failure stories, and you should try to understand the details of both. If it turned out to be successful for some people, understand what exactly worked. And if it turned out to be failure for some other people, understand why it didn't work out for them. Even if a course has mostly positive reviews, it's still important to make sure it will work for you, because everyone is different. For example, a course may have very well explained set of videos around core concepts, which may work for majority of the people, but you may be a different kind of learner. Maybe you learn better when concepts are taught via hands-on examples. So a course with only theoretical concepts may not be the right thing for you. Hence, try to directly reach out to people who have taken that course over social media, LinkedIn and all. Have a chat with them and get a first-hand information. No one can give you a better insight around the content than someone who has already taken it in the past. Also, be mindful that if the content has been modified after the person had taken it, try to get feedback on the latest version of the content so that you are in line with what is being taught. Feel free to reach out to the instructor or the organization, whoever is offering the course. If you have any specific questions or concerns about the course material, reach out for more information. They should be able to provide you with more detail and help you determine if the course is a good fit for you or not. By taking the time to research and consider the relevance of the course material, you can save yourself a lot of frustration and make sure you are getting the most out of your education. Before we go to the next one, I want to tell you about a product I like and that also happens to be the sponsor of this video. As a designer, a lot of my time used to get lost in communicating, telling others about my remarks on a design or ideas from an inspirational design. Jemu made it easier with its app that helps me to record my ideas with markup on screen and how I can just take a simple screenshot and put my notes on that for my team. It takes it one step further by giving me options to organize these into mind maps, slides, or calendar view to make it searchable for everyone. And wait, that's not it. I don't need to worry about all of these in attachments. I can simply share all of these with just a simple link. Now you'll ask me, how is it safe if anyone gets to access the link will just get all my ideas? Well, you can password protect this link so that only the right people get their hands on it. You can go for the free plan that works just fine with some limitations, but if you want unlimited 4K videos with unlimited recording lengths, screenshots, documents, and a host of other things, you should pick either the basic or the pro plan, which are available with early bird discounts. Now you can get the basic for $39.99 and the pro for $59.99 for lifetime. This offer is only valid till 31st May 2023, after which the prices will fall back to the regular, that is $90 and $160 per year. So yes, this is a steal deal. You can check out Jemu, the link is on my description below. And now we go back to the topic of the video. Number 2, knowledge of the instructor. Does the instructor of the course actually know the things that are needed for teaching? How do you find that out? That can be tricky. But it is crucial to check the knowledge and expertise of the instructor who will be teaching you. After all, we all want to learn from someone who actually knows what they're talking about, right? One way is to look for proof of work of the instructor. Now, what's proof of work? It's an evidence that the person has done some relevant work in the past. Since they have done the work, they know what it takes to do that work, and hence, maybe they can teach you the same. This is what is proof of work in this context. Now, don't go about asking the instructor directly, hey, show me your proof of work. That can be rude, but you can find it yourself. In some courses, it's already mentioned in the description of the course. Even if it's not, you can check out the LinkedIn profile of the instructor and see what they have done in the past. Don't just go by the name and fame of the company or product they might have worked for. Of course, that's one indication for sure, but go one step deeper and understand what are those companies known for. Are they known for their good design and user experience? Let's take HDFC Bank for instance. It's a big and profitable bank in India that is famous for providing good banking services like investments, loans, and so on. But are they known for having great digital user experience? If the answer is no, you may want to reconsider if the instructor's experience includes having designed for HDFC Bank. Of course, don't take it literally. HDFC Bank is just an example, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Even if you see well-known companies or products, try to understand what part of the product the instructor had worked on, because abilities of people could differ even within the same product or company. And if you see companies or products that you haven't heard of, do some Googling to find out more and try out the apps and the websites that they might have made. But it doesn't end here. You also need to evaluate if their past work reflects the things that they're going to teach, which they're claiming that they are good at. And most importantly, do you consider their work as good or top class? You don't have to critique their work like a professional designer. Look at them like a user. Are they good? Would you like to use the products designed by them? Would you want to do similar work in the future? Do you look up to them and would you want to be like them someday? If the answers to these questions is a yes, then maybe the instructor is right for you. And if not, you have your answer. Number 3, teaching ability of the instructor. This is perhaps the most important of all. This is actually a thing not many people talk about. You see, when we attend any class, be it in schools, colleges, or some workshop or courses, if we don't understand something, we usually say that, I should have been more prepared, or I should have been more attentive. Of course, we should be more, but another possibility is maybe the instructor did not teach it in the right way. The instructor might have built a course with very rich, useful, relevant content. They may be very intelligent and knowledgeable, but can they effectively transfer that knowledge to you? Or in other words, can they teach well? If not, all those knowledge and well-made course is of no use to you. It's like a tank of tasty chocolate milkshake which is placed right beside you, but if the tank doesn't have an outlet, you can't drink the milkshake, and it doesn't matter whether it's tasty or not. It's the same way here. One way is to look for any previous teaching experience the instructor might have had. And if they have done any teaching in the past, you can try to get feedback from their past students. You can also look for any videos or recordings of their previous talks or workshops. Just search on YouTube, you might stumble upon something. This will give you an idea about their teaching style, whether they're engaging, whether they're able to communicate their ideas effectively or not. Even if you don't find any of these, what do? Well, you can look into their blogs, portfolios, or social media posts. Even those written pieces of text should give you some idea if they are structured in their thinking and if they are good at storytelling. Preparing a course is not an easy task. Only someone with very structured thinking will be able to do a good job at building a course. And storytelling, it's an essential skill for any instructor. Lessons are boring, stories are interesting. Someone who's good at storytelling will also have the ability to explain things in an interesting way if they have a good understanding of the subject matter as well. All these should give you an insight into their teaching ability and whether their teaching style matches your learning style. In this regard, one important thing to know or consider is if the instructor is highly charismatic and a great storyteller, they can potentially conceal their non-competence using their dashing delivery of the content. Such instructors can lead to those worst scenarios that I had mentioned in the beginning, remember? That is, you take a course and you feel you learned a lot, but in reality, not so much. While it's great to learn from a charismatic teacher, but it is equally important that their proof of work and the content of the course are also on point. So that's about it. Before you take any course, read through the content, the outline of the course, and also do some good research about the instructor. Buy the course only if you're convinced. During the course of this video, I've used the word experience multiple times. By experience, I don't necessarily mean years of experience, which means even a course by a young designer can be very good if they fulfill the three things that I have mentioned. So keep your prejudices aside and try to objectively analyze any course before you buy them. If you like this video, please like and share it with everyone, and please subscribe to the channel that motivates me to bring you quality content on design every single time. See you in the next one. This is Sapta signing off.